too passive, too aggressive. Maybe this will be a too aggressive game to FDL's favor.
Who knows?
Oh, Jesus. They're going to go for the Vengeful Spirit once again, not backing down from the Bisa carry VS. This lineup definitely does take advantage of the physical damage minus armor component. But is it going to be enough? Complexity do seem to have a draft that we've agreed seems to fit together. The puzzle pieces all work.
Yeah, I think this...
Does that puzzle piece fit into this? That is,
I mean...
It's way out in left field.
I guess I sort of understand the idea behind it. You can scout with treants. It's map control in the form of Zalt. So, like, if Slark, Spirit Breaker, Marana are all running around the map, you can not farming, not pushing out waves. Furion gives you like that wave clear, that ability to keep your lanes pushed out while also being able to like teleport around the map and contribute to team fights.
And FDL don't have very good wave clear either, right? So he's both dealing with the potential problem of, hey, the Slark and the, Marana, they're moving around the map, they're trying to get these kills. I can push out the lanes. And he's also going to be putting pressure on FDL. Hey, there's these wave pushes coming in. You don't really have the cores to be able to easily deal with that.
5 seconds remaining.
It's very similar to last game. The Nature's Prophet is like an off-lane Spectre, kind of. Like, you can contribute a lot to the fights without actually, like, being there at the start, and you can farm up in the meantime. And Moo is going to take the heavy active farmer role. But, like, I think this game, the Warlock is under, like, huge pressure. Very similar to the Silencer. Like, Silencer, if you don't get your spell off at the right time, you will just lose the fight. And he had a lot of globals that were just off by one measly second. But this game, like, they can just constantly pick on the Warlock over and over. Spirit Breaker plus Nature's Prophet. Like, Marana plus Nature's Prophet. Slark alone. Leshrac plus Nature's Prophet. Like, any of these heroes, Warlock cannot just go around and do whatever he wants. He has to play very, very safely. And they can sweep the lanes very quickly. You don't even have to wait for level 6 like they did last time to win your lanes. With the Spectre ult, you can just level 3, level 4, even level 2, just TP in, get some kills.
Ben, I know you wanted to do it last time. You're cutting into prediction time right now.
Highest total physical damage done. I would say Jug if they were winning, but I don't think they're going to win, so I'll say Slark.
Blink Daggers, you've got one.
04 is getting charged up on bottom. He got leapt as he was trying to place wards, and I believe he is going to die of 20 seconds for my prediction. Do they have dust?
They've got another counter ward to lay down, and the arrow. Right on the money.
Blink Daggers is...
There's your first one.
0 to 2, I think?
Yeah, there's not too many Blink Daggers here. They've got MJW.
Total on player deaths. 11-15. Last player to be killed. JK. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we got that out of the way. Yeah. Well, that's not a good start for FDL. A lot of times when I watch them, it's like... It just seems like they need everything to go right in order to play very well. Like one or two mistakes, just like they're like, what do we do now? Just, I don't know. It seems like they have a game plan, and if any one of those points go wrong, their like teamwork suffers greatly. And I think they're one of the teams that just like buckles under any sign of pressure. Yeah, which is not a good thing at all. As opposed to a team like NP, like you're under a little bit of pressure, they will come back roaring. And sometimes play better under pressure, but FDL are somewhat the opposite, at least in my mind. But they're down 1 game, 3-game series. This is the time, almost. Not quite last chance. Not quite.
It's getting close though, and in this game, there's again another trend I see in their games is there's always so much pressure on 04 in the beginning to have a huge impact in the early laning stage, but it's like. That's not reliable to rely on your roaming 4 position support to win your lanes for you.
As you can see from this situation where B says the Vengeful Spirit and stanking on the Warlock are having a tough time dealing with Moo by himself. And now the Spirit Breaker is going to be joining him. Z-Freak is going to pull the hard camp. They really just don't have any heroes to deal with these treants.
Not at all. It's very hard as a non-stout shield carrier to deal with the treants. And I mean, it kind of works both ways. If you're ranged, at least you can like hit them a little bit, but you can't tank them at all.
On the other side of the map, FDL, they have to prove that their dual lane is going to be worth it here. MJW trying to put that trident into JK, the Slark, but this is a lane that I don't anticipate they're going to be able to do a whole lot aggressively unless they catch out Melons, which is entirely possible.
Even so, the Furion will TP in, and then the Spear Breaker can also charge. There's very little kill potential for them in terms of just getting a straight 1 for 0.
They also don't have like great burst.
Yeah.
Slardar Ricky lane.
So what do? Just try and play the most efficient game you can in the laning phase? Doesn't seem like kills are going to happen anywhere for you.
Yeah, efficient. You prevent the Electro from getting levels.
Stun comes out. The Cloud will slow them down. MGW gets a couple more swipes there, but it's actually mid. The charge comes in. While we were watching bottom lane, looks like we were wrong about that whole spin scenario. He doesn't have a level of spin.
He doesn't have a level to spin. That is hard.
Charlie, please give me your analysis on that one.
That's a Suzy build if I've ever seen one.
All right, well there you go.
We've seen him go a lot of strange builds. Yesterday on Omni Night, he went 4-0-4.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
fell off after it.
I don't really have an explanation for this other than like, I think he sees this as like a very like 1v1 scenario, and I mean, sure, in a vacuum that's probably correct, but it's not, and I don't think he's like factoring the fact that
in a vacuum it'd be very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of different variables. There's a NP, TP, and there's a Spear Breaker. Like these things you cannot discount as a mid player. And this is what separates like the decent mid players from the very, very good ones. The ones that just take all the situations into account so that they are like he's doing very well, yes. But one death in this lane will set you back a lot.
So what we were saying is Suzy will win the 1v1 NEL unvouched, but he may not win you the NEL game itself.
Correct. Who was talking to me about that? Was it Blitz? No, I don't know. Someone was talking to me about like how Suzy would always win 1v1s, but they would never win the game. Or he focused so much on 1v1s and always asked the 1v1.
No, I think he was talking about. Was he talking about WWD?
Oh, maybe he was talking about.
Yeah, I think he was talking about.
I actually think those two are very similar. They play like different roles, but they always do strange things with their builds and their item choices, and very mechanically skilled.
Yeah,
they're like American CTYs. 2 years ago, CTY.
Good recovery.
The CTY is. I mean, they're you can see that these players are just really good, but they don't win.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, we have Furion TPing down.
Gets the pounce and the charge, and JW's like, guys, I'm already back in my tier 2 tower. But FDL maybe they don't have the heroes to be able to respond to this many. Bisa TP's in, almost gets a kill on Z-Freak, but there's 3 other heroes on the map there from Complexity, all surrounding that tier 1. 0-4's here as well, but what's Ariki really going to provide you at this point in the game? They desperately need like maybe 747, but Z-Freak actually does not have mana. He could die if Stan King finds him.
His job is done.
Oh no, Stan King.
Yeah, own that safe lane.
Go
yeah,
that way.
His job's done.
Alright, well, Z-Freak will TP back and charge out once again.
I think he's TPing out. He might just be waiting for a mana to charge from a very awkward angle.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, that's going to take too long. But he could.
He could.
Could.
That sounds like a very lazy play.
He could also just, like, if they dive the Warlock, he can just start right-clicking them and then TP back. That's efficient. Now he picks up clarity. He doesn't want to be stuck in that situation again. No. I can appreciate that.
See, I like how coL is just like, they're making stuff happen around the map, whereas FDL is like, their one hero that can do it is a Ricky.
Yeah.
Even then, they can't really kill any of the lanes.
Yeah, because the Riki can't make things happen by himself. He just kind of like alley-oops the ball, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, my core, take it away. But they don't really have the cores to really take it away against. You know, Slardar isn't going to like all of a sudden kill a Slark, most likely.
It depends on what mindset your cores are into. Like, the Juggernaut could go a very aggressive build with Poor Man's Shield, constantly right-click the Mirana, and then maybe you'll get a kill with a well-timed Smoke Cloud, but he seems to be in the farming build with a very defensive double point in the healing ward with the Quelling Blade and the crit just to farm creeps. It depends on what build and style your player is.
Well, they are abusing this pre-level 6 timing quite heavily. They've already dove the bottom lane and tried to push out that tier 1 tower. Now Complexity have already taken the safe lane tower away from FDL.
They're in trouble.
They seem to be indeed.
Yeah, and, I mean, they Ideally, they want this bottom lane to go better for them. They want Slaughter to pick up a dagger so they can actually make things happen, but he's not getting that anytime soon.
Visa on carry, he's going to be caught out by JK. Oh, nice leap there by Cancel, disjoining the magic missile. Either way, Visa was probably dead. TP out from Stan King. He was hiding in the trees, just kind of soaking experience. Not sure what a Warlock really does pre-level 6 in this very active game.
That's the thing about some of their support. They can't turn around the fights. Like a Witch Doctor, Disruptor, you know, some of these heroes can turn around the fight, but a Warlock, at least pre-level 6, the Silencer too, you're just like standing there watching your cores die, which is not a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of been Stan's MO. Like I'll be honest, like I'm a big fan of Stan King God, but he always plays like very stationary supports. Oracle, Silencer.
It's tough as a captain, bro. Like, I think your ability and what you can do is limited.
Charge comes in, trying to create the space for Mood to TP out.
Did he taunt?
Not gonna make it though. I think he did.
I see the coins flying down.
Yeah.
Nice. Well played. Commend.
4-1. FDL finally get themselves the first pick off of the game.
It's very important because now Warlock can get level 6 with the help of the experience from the very overfarmed Nature's Prophet.
Yeah. Of Tome of Experience coming in his way, 1.5 minutes in, and maybe FDL can finally make something happen. They've got this Juggernaut. He's level 8. He's had the Omni Slash ready to go for quite some time, but just hasn't had really the right team fight to go for it.
The buildings are taking the toll, though, as Warlock tries to ding 6. They just don't have that much fight left into them.
747 will join this fight, but it seems like the Treants too much for him to handle. Tier 1 tower still goes down. 04 caught by the dust. He's going to be scouted out by that arrow a little bit. Now the Sprout also used to scout him out. He's going to try and hide himself away in the trees, but won't be able to make it out alive. 747's rotation seems to be for naught. His spin unable to stop this push of Complexity's Warman.
As you mentioned before, they have just no playmakers. Like, no one can actually sit there and defend the tower. The best thing that they had was the Jug that tried to spin in.
Visa not going to make it out. Quick bash out there from Z-Freak, and he's going to be able to get his level 6 just like the Warlock without the needed space of a lane for himself for free or a Tome of Experience. Just successful ganks is all he's needed.
They're thinking about a move on the mid lane. Stan King still not level 6.
And look at the difference between the two offlaners.
Poor MGW. Level 6, just Tranquil Boots and a Wand.
Yeah, they need him to start
literally been making it rain lately.
Make it rain. There's a tome.
It's out. It's up. It's going to Stan King.
Yeah, now they can actually turn around and fight. Stop a charge, throw it onto the Nature's Prophet, get a couple of kills. Who do they want to actually bait out? Oh, probably Venge, I would say. Because Venge death will mean the least to them of their cores, I believe.
Right now, 747 and MJW are trying to push down the Tier 1 safe lane. And it is going to be 04 being charged up as Z-Freak cancels that one, though. Just getting some extra information, that's all. Those couple of heroes are top. If they want to defend bottom, they can. But... well, here comes the first TP. Swindles. He's going to try and see if he can get a stun from the trees. We'll be able to get both of them, setting this one up to get a lot of damage on to 747. Pounce lands onto MJW. 747 will not make it out alive. Can't complete the TP. MJW will make it out as the arrow blocked out by the catapult, but still a big kill on 747. He was probably worth the most there, and it looks like a Tier 1 tower is going to be maybe denied out by FDL, but still, that is the last remaining Tier 1 tower of FDL. Map is closing in around them.
And Jug has died twice. Smoke! Drop the rock. Juggernaut is not up, so I actually think they might be lacking damage here. There is level 3 Fatal Bond, so if they can get some good damage out, maybe Complexity will lose a couple of heroes, but is it just going to be Z-Freak? That is not who you want. That is... oh.
Lead with the swap out into the stun. They have the cloud there, but Z-Freak, he's super tanky. Might be able to get the charge away still, or just the Moonlight Shadow. Turns around, the balls on this guy. He goes ahead, throws out the ultimate. Looks like it's going to cost him his life. He's trying to go for Beasta slowly but surely. Damage over the time with the Warlock will claim his life, but that's a chaotic offering for a Spirit Breaker, and they may still get +1. JK Justin running in, trying to get the pounce on MJW. Doesn't quite land it. And simply Dark packs off the amplified damage. Not being afraid to show off that Shadow Amulet. I think everyone knows this guy's going Shadow Blade, as this is definitely a game that FDL need to farm. They need to split up sometimes to be able to get it. Slark will be able to take advantage of those scenarios.
A valiant effort.
I mean, they need to do something. It's good that Stan held on to the offering as long as he could, but I think FDL were just like too far behind to get too much out of that rock.
Agreed. The rock just died shortly thereafter.
So how do they get back into it, Charles?
They need to bait out heroes.
They need
a lot.
The Slardar needs a Blink Dagger. And I think you sort of hope that coL gets maybe a bit too ahead of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
coL's traditionally not been a team that does that though.
Yeah.
Like they'll sometimes push, like ill-conceived, but I don't think they'll rarely like tower dive and tower dive and tower dive and tower dive.
Beast is gone. Without that chaotic offering, there is no chance of a counter initiation from FDL. MJW still a ways away from that Blink Dagger. So with a pickoff like that, Complexity push down mid, they're pushing down the top lane. One of the few things about this support Leshrac, right?
Yeah.
Able to push down tower solo.
Very important. And underrated. He's one of the best supports at doing that, and unlike a Shadow Shaman, you don't have to blow your ultimate.
Charge in, Z-Freak. Oh, nicely timed there by MGW. Hits the stun on Z-Freak before the stun could actually connect there from the charge. MJW will manage to survive. Double damage of cancel isn't quite enough. 747 TPs into the tier 2. They're going to make their way through the secret shop and see if they can contest Complexity over this tier 2 mid, or maybe not. You know, feel comfortable with it. Chaotic offering still not up. Another 25 seconds. As a result, it seems like they will forfeit yet another outer tower.
Yeah, the Mirana can just leap, no problem. We need the attack speed, and you know he's straight leaping past the T2.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die. I ain't scared.
We got nothing to catch him.
Yeah. Seems like Complexity do have the timer of Chaotic Offering. They start backing away around the time that FDL would be searching for a fight. Again, the mid tower will barely survive. It'll go down to yet another deny from FDL, but I'm sure Complexity, they're not wanting for gold anytime soon. They've got a 7,500 net worth lead and a 5k experience lead.
And now Complexity know that FDL are going to try and play aggressively because they have the rock. And if they don't, then you're not making really good use of that one hero. And it looks like there will be a sacrificial lamb perhaps in the Swindle Melons. Yeah.
Goodbye, Melons.
Goodbye.
Do as much damage as you can. Still, though, it's just a one-off pick-off. No Chaotic Offering used, just a smoke. Honestly, considering how far behind they are, that kill's probably worth a bit prettier penny than it should be normally.
We got a deep ward down in the Radiant jungle, so it's something for FDL. But they're going to have to do that like a lot more times.
Yeah. They're going to be out of smokes.
Yeah, there are only so many smokes to use, right?
Slark also has a Shadow Blade, so now they can't really split push that well. They can get Vision, charge in, TP in with Nature's Prophet, and even I think Juggernaut is very vulnerable to that because of the Spirit Breaker.
Complexity, they look like they want to end this sooner rather than later, as Moo's going for that mech.
Oh, Z-Freak actually bounces them both back. He was going for the charge down below, but it's going to be able to meet both Beasta as well as 04. They choose the higher value kill. Beasta, he'll be the one to die slightly outside the Roshan pit. And Complexity, I mean, you got a kill right in front of the Roshan pit, you might as well try for it, right? They've got Treants to be able to tank up Roshan. Even if they don't have the greatest heroes to build burst down, no minus armor, they do have some really good ways to tank and stun Rosh.
Well, Leshrac's also pretty good at Rosh.
Yeah.
It's one of the support that does a lot of damage versus it, and the constant stun helps keeps your summons alive and your cores topped off. And Warlock is not showing, but they are not scared.
Alright, cancel. That's one way to give attack speed, I guess.
The cute leap.
I like how he still tries to get the last hit. That'll be an Aegis now for JK. Speaking of him, he's playing a full pick-off. Oh, never mind. I forgot, that's Echo Saber. I had the hardest time remembering Echo Saber as an item. I don't know why.
Maybe because you're not a carry player.
That's probably true. I support people like Ben,
Yeah.
who buys the Echo Saber and laughs at my lack of gold.
Goes butterfly first on.
Goes.
Hell yeah.
Saves up 6k gold.
Well, Slark has Gem now, so any chance of hiding from Slark is going to be next to none.
That just makes those smoke ganks all the more ineffective, right? Even if you do get down aggressive vision, it's probably not up for long against a Slark.
Well, Slardar has picked up his dagger now. Maybe FDL can try and make something happen on the map. I mean, they pretty much have to, because they're not getting back into this game by just split pushing or AFK farming.
And isn't it pretty much like they have to kill the Slark?
Yeah, they do. That's what they need. If they smoke gank him and get a gem, they will be in an okay position.
So this is your like Hail Mary scenario in Dota. It's one of those like you have no vision and you're gonna try and contest Roshan with a smoke. You have no idea when Roshan's up. You're just gonna smoke and go for it. This is a kind of similar scenario. You're gonna smoke, see if you can get that Slark. If you get the gem away from him, you've got a chance in this game.
Sure, maybe you like pray to God you get like a 5-man Warlock all with fatal bombs or something.
Yeah. For FDL though, they're playing a somewhat spread out and rather efficient farming game. Another great thing about the Leshrac, right? He farms really well. Spirit Breaker's not too bad at it. He's just big and tanky.
They lost a lot of their T1s though, so they can't actually farm out that well.
Someone's getting charged.
That would be 747. Seafreak, he's going to initiate with the Moonlight Shadow charge. 747 runs around with his spin active. The rest of Complexity is on their way. They still want to fight this one out. FDL, they're going to make the initiation on Seafreak. MGW realizes this may be a mistake. He bounces back, almost dies there. The magic damage not quite there. The right click still not enough. He gets caught by his route, managed to eat himself away. Melon's dancing around there in the middle of all these heroes. Even if he does go down, his damage that he output on FDL is well worth his life. 4 go down on FDL's side for the 2 of Complexity. And Arrow seeking the Slardar, the last remaining member of FDL. Won't be able to find him still. Complexity will gain a lot of ground here, claiming more and more objectives. Never mind, JK still got the Slardar. That is a team wipe.
And as you mentioned, they play very well around the left track. Like the Spirit Breaker's up in front so that if they go in Spirit Breaker, left track will do a lot of damage. And he has the vision to actually cast his spells. He got a 3-man stun off at the end. He got a lot of damage off from his Pulse Nova and his Edict. Like he's able to like precast a couple of the spells in order to maximize his damage output. And the Rock came in, but it's 20 minutes in. Level 6 Warlock is only going to do so both.
I mean, I think this game and the game before, Swindles could have been playing like
any hero.
Yeah, almost any other. He can play Witch Doctor and they still would have won.
Yeah.
They're so far ahead now that like this Leshrac almost has the same net worth as the Slardar.
Come on now, Witch Doctor is not a terrible hero.
They push a lot of
If you really
power.
want to make a real powerful statement, you gotta say something like, you know, be playing techies.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe.
I think he could have.
He been playing. I don't know. He could have been playing Lena.
He could have been playing Lena.
I like support Lena. She has
without
that
a setup
range.
stun.
They don't have a setup stun.
They don't have that much.
Do you count charges one?
Yeah.
Sprout. Trying to go for a blind. Well, a blind arrow through the trees. Almost nails 747. Seafreak cancels his charge to turn around and go for that Juggernaut. Throwing everything they can at that carry. They block him out with a Sprout. They'll turn on MGW, realizing he is a bit more manageable. Beast is up next, deep into the tier 4 towers. JK goes for the dive. He's got the Aegis. Nice swap out there, but Bisa, ultimately, there is nothing he can do to stop his own death from occurring. FDL, they just crumble. And sure enough, they call the GG. Complexity easily 2-0ing FDL.
Onwards to the winner bracket final.
That's right.
We got loser bracket coming.
Well, for complexity.
Complexity will move forward to face up against NP in the